Please give your response on the chat box. As this is our first class, so I would like to interact with all of you. This is St. Joseph College, right? If you can hear me, type something in the chat box so that we can interact. Because this is our first class, so this is an interaction class. Like we will interact with each other and we will learn how the classes will going on, what will be the structure of the classes, and all that thing. So I need your responses for that thing. Okay, so first let me introduce myself. My name is Ankit Khandilwal and I have done BTech in mechanical engineering, and I am teaching from mathematics from the last 5 years. So basically you can say that teaching is my passion. I really love to teach the kids like you, and my hobbies are like I love to travel, to cook, and listening to music and watching horror films. That is my passion. And so basically like I also like to, this is my hobby also, like I like to teach mathematics also. Okay, so and the one thing is that like right now you are in Northeast and I'm sitting in Delhi. So the point you can see that I've been very curious about the beauty of the different states. Like in between the sessions, like I would like to know about the places to visit in Nagaland or in Assam or entire Northeast, and similarly what is the weather there and what are the places which I can visit if I want to visit there. So these are the things that like I would like to know from your side, and I would also tell you about the places in the eastern part of the India, so that you can, if you want to visit, you can visit here also, right? And now here the thing is that what is the most important part of this classroom, right? So as you can see the answer, in your class you can see that there are different things, like you can see whiteboard, you can see chairs, you can see tables, you can see all the other stuff in the classroom, but the most important part of the classroom is you yourself, the students, because if there is no student, then there would be no class, right? So this is the major important part of the classroom, and we have to focus on each and everything, like how we can make this classroom beautiful. By means, if I'm saying so, it means that how we can increase the potential of the student, then only the class will become beautiful. Now like you are in 11th class, right? And what does it take to succeed in any exam? Like you have opted for science and maths and you are going to give exams, engineering entrance examinations and different entrance examination after 2 years in your 12th class. So what is the like most important thing to succeed in any examination? That is the thing. So I would like to know your views, and please to give your responses, write something on the chat box so that we can interact in a very fruitful way. Otherwise it will be a one-sided conversation. I would really like to interact with you people. On your computer there is a like a chat box option, so write something there so that we can have a good discussion. Uh, Please write something in the chat box so that I can read your comments. Okay, St. Joseph Center, St. Joseph College. Please respond. The students of St. Joseph College, please respond. Please write your comments on the chat box. If you can hear me, like I would like to know that are you able to hear me, like can you see me or my voice is audible to you? St. Joseph College, Ukhrul. Okay, so that was my question, like what does it take to succeed in any exam? I'm not getting any response from your side. So let me answer this question. What I believe, like first point you can see the hard work, and most importantly the smart work. Now the major question comes, like what is the difference between the hard work and the smart work? Like what is the main thing that differentiate between these two things? How we can do smart work and how we are doing the hard work. Like let's take an example, like if you are studying for JEE and the syllabus, let's say there is one chapter called integration and there are 10 concepts in this one, and the last concept, let's say concept number 10, that has a weightage of 20 marks. Let's say suppose one topic has consist of 20 marks in the exam, and we are not studying that one and we are studying a different topic which contains less weightage, or which the questions from that topic doesn't come in any examination. So if you are not focusing on what we have to study and you are studying something else, so that is called the hard work. You are doing very hard work but you are not getting the results. Why? Because you are not having the systematic approach, like you are not studying what is going to be asked in the examination. So but if you are preparing according to the examination, like to prepare for an examination, first of all you have to prepare the exam, like you have to read the examination, like what are the concepts, what are the questions being asked in the examination, and you are preparing yourself accordingly. That is going to be the smart work, and that will always give you the better results. Second point, according to me, like it is called the conceptual understanding. Now what is conceptual understanding? Like till the 10th class, like most of the students do this in the mathematics. Instead of learning the concepts, what they do, they claim the questions. Like if there is a question and if someone tells them that this question is really going to be in the exam, so they will claim it without understanding the concept, like how we can solve that questions. But from this class onwards, from the 11th class, the exact questions are not going to be asked in the exam. You can solve as many questions as you can. You will never see a same question in the examination. The question will be based on the same pattern, but a different question will be there. So it is very, very important from the 11th class onward to focus on the concepts, because if your concepts are clear, then you can solve any question related to that concept. But if the concepts are not clear and if the question is changed a little bit from what is given in the book, then it is going to be a very tough job to solve those questions. Second thing, that if you really want to succeed, I don't know whether many of students follow this one or not, studying with your friend. Some of the students believe that studying in groups or studying with your friends really help in succeeding any exam, like you can clear the concepts very quickly. And some of the students like to study alone, on their own. And if I talk about myself, like I also really like to study on my own. When I study on my own, then there will be a discussion among the friends, but to understand the concepts, I really need to be alone. And the second thing is, you can see the time management. That is the very important thing. Like now you are going to attempt so many examinations, and in those examinations the major deadline is the time. Like you have to solve the questions given in the given time frame. In the 10th class also, you have given the 10th class board examination. Not every student, many of the students have say this to me, that sir, the questions were really easy and they know how to solve all the questions, but the time was not sufficient. Like they were not able to attempt all the questions. If they attempted all the questions, they might have got really good marks. So the main thing is that you have to manage your time efficiently. Like how you can manage your time, like suppose there are 10 questions and you have to solve them in 60 minutes. So you should start your question paper like this, so that you can finish all the 10 questions, or at least attempt those questions in the given time frame. It should not be like this, that you didn't got a chance to attempt any question. And the last point is that asking your mentor for help. As I am your mentor for this academic session, you can ask me like any doubt you are having in any of the topic. So I will be really happy to help you out. And the most important line you can see in the end, all these factors are in your control, not in the control of your teachers or your parents. I can only guide you, I can only help you in learning the concepts, but all these things, the hard work, the concept building, and studying with your friends, time management, all the things are in your control. If you really want to conquer all these things, you can. If you don't want to, then it's your choice. So starting from today onwards, you have to think on these, not all the points, but what I believe on the first one, which is the hard work and conceptual understanding, studying with your friends is your choice, like whether you want to do it or not. And the time management and the smart work, that are the two important things to succeed in any examinations. Now, you have taken science, like you might be having different dreams, like after graduating from college you want to become this that person, you want to go in that profession. Every student has a unique dream, and every student want to go in a different field. So like since you have you are in the batch of 11 JEE, so you are going to attempt the engineering entrance exam. So if you want to go in best colleges of India, then this is the exam you all know, like IIT JEE, JEE Mains and Advanced, to go in the premier institute like IITs, NITs and other premier colleges of India. So how to get there? You know that you have to give those exams, and how everybody gives exam, but you know not all of them succeed in that examination, because for those examination you have to prepare extra, like you need some guidance, you need some help from other people or from your teachers to prepare for those examinations, because those examinations are you can say the different from your board examinations. As you all know that you have given the 10th board examination, you will also give the 12th board examination, but the level of those exams, like for JEE, that is a little bit higher from the board examination. So for that one you need a supplementary education. And how you will get that supplementary education? Now here Avanti comes in the picture. Avanti Learning Center will guide you, will prepare you for all the examinations, for all the engineering entrance examinations. So let me tell you about about Avanti. Like it was founded in 2010, and from the past 8-9 years we have taught thousands of students across 11 states in India. And this year itself, like we are, as you can see, the number is very large. Like this year itself we are going to teach 5,000 students in 25 locations across India, and we are a team of more than 100 teachers. And the Avanti Learning Center runs program to prepare students for the competitive examinations, like up to 10th level, that is of NTSC, Olympiad, and up to 12th level, that is JEE Mains and Advanced and NEET. And what is our goal? Our goal is to make science and math education effective, engaging and fun. These are the three goals we want to make, because the science and maths you have studied till 10th class. That is also good, but in the 11th class the scenario is going to be completely different. In the 10th class you are having only one science book. Now this time you are having physics, chemistry and biology. All the books are separated, and in some of the state there are 2 books for physics, 2 books for science, chemistry and 2 books for biology. So there are different subjects now, and exam will be different. So you know the concepts are going to be very deep, and you have to learn all the concepts in physics, all the concepts in chemistry. And talking about the mathematics, as I am maths teacher, the level of the maths also is going to be very different. Up to 10th class you have studied only the algebra and some part of geometry, but here the combination of algebra and geometry is there, but some different type of mathematics is there. The level is going to be high. It is not as same as the class 10th. So we will try to make your learning in science and mathematics very effective and very engaging and fun loving. We will learn all the concepts in a very fun loving manner, so that you can memorize the concepts quickly. Now the thing is that how is the Avanti classroom different? Now what makes us different from the other institute, our other classrooms? Like what we will provide you, engaging videos and activities to learn better. Like whatever you are studying in the class, after the completion of the class you will get the tutorial videos of each and every class, and on the specific topic also you will get the video lectures and questions which will force you to think. In between the classes, there will be different types of questions, like up to 10th class you have studied HOTS question, higher order thinking skills. So this time also we will provide you such questions which will make you think like in a very very deep manner, and working with your friends to solve hard problems, because as you know that in 11th and 12th grade the level of questions is going to be hard. So we'll provide you the environment to work with your friends to work upon those tough questions, and doing rather than listening. And now here in these classrooms, what we will give you, apart from listening, we will make you do things on your own. Like if you are doing questions on your own, then it is a better approach to learn rather than listening the questions. And last point is that lots and lots of practice inside the classroom, so your teachers can help you become better. And we will give you ample amount of questions, very high level and low level questions also, from low to high level, all types of questions we will give you in your classrooms, so that you can learn the concepts very quickly. Now Avanti's enrichment program. So these are the different things like what we are providing you. We will give you the assignments. There are two types of assignments which we will give you: objective assignment and subjective assignment. So subjective assignment will help you in your board examinations, and objective assignments will help you in the competitive examinations. And as I hope you all of you know, in objective we have questions and 4 options are there. Similarly, we have objective test and subjective test for each and every chapter. Again, both are the same thing. Assignment is for your own and test we will take, and these are for complete syllabus also, and for the chapter wise test also, and chapter wise assignments also. Similarly, we have the Avanti app and online learning system. On the Avanti app you can get all your data regarding like how many classes you have attended, how many classes you have not attended, and what is the course planner, what are the different topics, and video lecture related to that topic. Everything related to your 11th curriculum you will get on our Avanti app platform. And this is the Avanti code of conduct. You can say that like this code of conduct is general for, like, we follow some rules like how we are going to teach in the class and how you are going to learn in the class. So there should be some rules in the class, like if first of all that rules can be decided by you also. Like what I follow in my classroom, like first of all I will teach you some concept, and then I will give you some moderate questions. I will make you solve some moderate questions. First of all I will solve some examples, and then I will give you some moderate questions, and then some higher level question is for your homework, and we will discuss those questions in the next class. So this is the basic strategy which I follow in my class. And in between, if you think that you want to change something, like you want that this should be done prior to that one, or this should be given on the priority, or I should focus on the problem solving more rather than like theory part. So whatever responses you want to give, you can add on to that one. And like I would really like to interact with you guys, so if you can comment on the chat box, like St. Joseph College. So that I can get a feedback from you people. So like how you want to run your classes, anything. In your classroom there is a keyboard, you can write your comments over there. St. Joseph College, Ukhrul. And these are the things, the assignments and the test, which I have already talked about. Like there will be each chapter assignments. At the end of each class, assignment will be given to you on the respective WhatsApp group. We have the WhatsApp group also. In those WhatsApp group, what we will do, like we will give you assignments and objective assignment, subjective assignment also, and you can ask your queries on the WhatsApp, and faculties of Avanti are available 24/7 to solve your doubts over the WhatsApp group. And the chapter test will be there. After completion of every chapter, there will be chapter test, and subjective test also will be there, and objective test will also be there. And the third one, you can see the combined test will be there. Sometimes, like let's say combination of 3 chapters and combination of 4 chapters or half syllabus. So that type of test will also be there in both format, the subjective and the objective. And in those tests, like your school syllabus will be covered, and 20 plus subjective test in test series. There will be a test series also, like for maths test series or science physics test series or chemistry test series. So there will be 20 plus subjective test will be there in that one, and there will be a detailed analysis of the test also. So thank you, and all the best. So from today onwards we will start our class. So what we will do in the starting classes, like we have to first focus on the concept building part, right? So in our syllabus there are some chapters, but in those chapters there are some points which we have to study, like suppose there are some chapters like logarithm and coordinate geometry. So these are in your syllabus, but we have to learn the basic concepts of that one. The logarithm chapter is not there in your syllabus, but the concepts of log we have to learn so that we can solve the questions very easily. So there are certain topics which we will do on the priority basis in the first 2-3 classes, and then we are going to start our classes, right? So let's take a 10 minutes break, and after the 10 minute, and if you have any doubt, any type of questions, you can please log in and give your comments over there, and after 10 minutes I will start with the topic itself. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. So now today we will start a very basic topic. We will cover a very basic concept of the topic. So the name of the topic is logarithm. So this is called the name of the topic, logarithm, and I guess many of you are hearing this topic name for the first time. In short, it is also known as log. Now, what is this topic? Why we are studying this topic? The aim of this topic is to simplify the mathematical calculation. There are some mathematical calculation which if you are going to solve it by the usual way, they are very lengthy and they will consume more time, but by using the laws of this logarithm, we can simplify our calculation and we can get an answer very quickly. So this is the need of this topic. Now, so before starting this topic, what I will say, the representation of a number. That means any positive real number n. Positive real number means number should be greater than 0. That is called the positive. Can be represented in two ways. Like if we have any positive real number, there are two ways to represent that number. Like first way is called exponential representation, and second way is called logarithmic representation. These are the two ways in which we can we can write any positive real number. So let's take an example of 36. So we have the number 36. So how we can write this number 36 in two ways? So first one, let's talk about the exponential representation. How we can represent this 36 in the exponential way. So in the exponential way, we can write it like this. Six square is equal to 36. 6 raised to the power 2, that is 36. As you all know, 6 square means 6 into 6, that is 36. Here, this 6, that is called the base. This 2 over here, there are many different names to say this. Either you can say exponent, or you can say index, or you can say power. Three words are there by which we can name this 2, and this 36 is our number, which is n. So this is the exponential way to represent any positive real number, 6 raised to the power 2, that is 36. Now, second one, this you are familiar with this exponential representation. Now the second one which we are going to study today, that is called the logarithmic representation. Now logarithmic representation means, first of all we have to write, for the logarithm we have to write the symbol log, L-O-G. So how we can write this? Log 36 and 6 over here, the base is over here. Now what is the meaning of this expression? Log 36 to the base 6. This base is 6. What should be the exponent of this 6 so that the answer is going to be 36? The whatever is the exponent of this 6, so that answer is going to be 36, that is called the value of this expression. And we know exponent, when the exponent of 6 is going to be 2, then 6 square is equal to 36. So that exponent is the answer for this expression. So again I am saying, it means what should be the exponent of this 6, so that answer is going to be 36. That exponent is called the solution for this expression log 36 base 6. So this is called the logarithmic representation of any positive real number n, right. So you can note down the definition. This is the two ways to represent a number, and make sure in the log we have to write L as small log number, and then here the base and here the exponent, or you can say when we are writing like log number over here and base over here, or let's say if I am denoting base as a and which is the exponent. So this is my number, this is my base, and this is my exponent. So again, if I am going to write this in the exponential way, you know base raised to the power exponent, that is called the number. So you can write a raised to the power x, that is equal to capital N. So this is our logarithmic representation. And this is our exponential representation. These are the two ways. Now you can note down the definition of this one log also. Like the definition says, log of a number which is n is the value over here is x, to which the base must be raised to get that number. Log of a number is the value to which the base must be raised to get that number. So it means this is the thing, log of a number is the value to which the base must be raised. By how much number a should be raised so that answer is going to be n. That is the exponent is the answer for this logarithmic expression log n base a, and we have to read this one as log n to the base a, that is equal to x. So it means what is the exponent of this a so that it is going to be equal to n. That exponent of a is the answer for this expression. Now here the things are so many things we have to keep in mind, like I have introduced earlier also that any positive real number. So by positive real number I mean that n should be greater than 0, and here you can consider for a should be greater than 0 and a should not be equal to 1 also. These are the three things you have to keep in mind, like n should be positive, a should be positive which is the base, and a should not be equal to 1 also. These are the three things which we have to keep in mind. Now I'll let you know like what is the reason behind these things. These are the very important points. N should be positive, a should be positive, and a should not be equal to 1. Now why I am saying so, like why n should be positive or base should not be negative, that means the base should not be negative. Base is a and a should not be negative. Why? So let's take an example, like if I take -2, right, and if I do exponent, or let's say a power x, that is equal to n, this is a number, right. So now a I have taken as -2. Now what about this x? if I take x as let's say 2, right, so I am going to get the number as minus 2 square, that is equal to 4. Now if I going to take minus 2 3 power 3, and that will give you minus 2 to power 3, that is minus 8. But if I am going to take minus 2 x as power 1 by 2, right, now what will happen? Minus 2 raised to the power 1 by 2, that will be equal to, you know that 1 by 2 means power is half, or square root of minus 2. By law of exponent, you know that it can be written like this also, minus 2 into root 2 into root of negative 1, and this root of negative 1, this is called the imaginary number. In your 11th class itself, you are going to learn, there is a chapter called the complex number, which is basically called the, in that one you will learn what is this imaginary number. So right now you can understand this way, that we have numbers in the 9th and 10th class. You have studied that numbers are real number, and the part of real number are rational, irrational, and there are subparts of that one. So the basic basic two category of numbers are real, and second part is imaginary. That is real and that is imaginary. So this is called the imaginary number. This is not the real number. In your calculator also, if you are going to check if you take the square root of any negative number, it will say domain error, or it will say not defined, it will say error, because the answer is not going to be a real number, it will be an imaginary number. Therefore, so it is not valid for every a. Like if you are taking a as negative, so we can take different values for x. So on taking different values of x, on some values we are getting the real answer, in some values we are not getting the real answer. Like in this one, we are not getting the real answer. This is the reason that the a should be positive. Second thing is that, what about this a? A should not be equal to 1 also. Like why I am saying so? Like suppose 1 raised to the power 1, that is 1, that you know, and 1 raised to the power of let's say 20, that is also 1. Now if we talk about in this log of number is let's say 1, and the base is also 1. So what about this thing? The meaning of this thing is that what should be the exponent of this base? Like this base I am having. So what should be the exponent of this base, so that answer is going to be 1. Now there are many answers possible. Like you can say when the exponent of 1 is 20, the answer is going to be 1. When the exponent of 1 is 0, the answer is going to be 1. When the exponent of 1 is minus 2, also the answer is going to be 1. So it means in this expression we are getting different answers. I can say 20, I can say 0, I can say minus 2, I can say minus 3, and infinite answers are possible, because anything, if we raise 1 by any number, any real number, the answer is going to be 1. Therefore, since we are getting different answers on substituting a as 1, that's why we don't include the value of a as 1. So this is the reason. So make sure that in the base should be positive and should not be equal to 1. This is the reason. Now since the base is positive, so base is positive, so you can write any, whatever may be the value for x, because the answer is going to be always positive. You can see, like if you take minus 2, or sorry, since we have to take the base as positive, and exponent can be anything. Let's say base is 2, exponent is minus 2, the answer is going to be positive, because 2 raised to power minus 2 is 1 upon 2 power 2, which is 1 upon 4, which is a positive number. 2 raised to the power, or 3 raised to the power minus 6, that is 1 upon 3 power 6, that is again going to be a positive number. 3 raised to the power 3, that is 27, that is itself a positive number. So in that logarithmic expression, n base a is equal to x. The x can be positive or negative, that doesn't matter, but these two things, the n and the a, these has to be definitely positive. So make sure, make a note of this one. N should be positive, a should be positive, and a should not be equal to 1. This is the most important thing in this logarithmic expression. These things should be taken care of, like these things, and always should also, basically you can say log is defined, you can make a point, log is defined only for positive numbers. Log is defined only for positive number, that is the thing. Now let's discuss some examples based on this property. Like I have told you, property like log n to the base a, it means like what should be the exponent of this a, so that answer is going to be n. That is the meaning of this logarithmic expression. So if you take some very basic examples, so you will have a quick idea like what I am talking about. Like if I say log of 32 to the base 2. Now what I want the answer for this expression. So answer for this expression is this. First of all, you have to see what is the base. So you can see the base of this number is, this expression is 2. This is your base. Oh, sorry. So this is the base for this expression. So what should be the exponent of this 2? What is the exponent of this 2 so that it is equal to 32? So you have to think which power of 2 gives you 32. So if you think properly, so you know that 2 power 5 gives you 32. So the answer for this expression is going to be 5, because 2 power 5 is going to be 32. Or you can also solve it in this way. Log 32 to the base 2, let's say the answer is going to be x, right? If the answer is going to be x, so you can write in this exponential form also, you can write that 2 to the power of x, that is going to be 32. So 2 power x, that is equal to 32. Now you can solve this by exponential formulas. This is 2 power x, this is equal to 32. So 32 can be written as 2 power 5. Now the bases are same, so you can equate the exponents. So here x is equal to 5, or the answer for that expression is going to be 5. I hope you are getting this concept. Second example, if I take 1000, log of 1000 to the base 10. Now here again means what should be the exponent of this 10, so that answer is going to be 1000. So which power of 10 gives you answer as 1000? So you can say that when 10 is raised to the power 3, the answer is going to be 1000. So 3 is the value for this expression. Similarly, if I give you log of 512 to the base 8, again you have to think what should be the exponent of this 8, so that answer is going to be 512. Okay, no issues, Kohima students. I know that there was some problem, you are not able to log in into the chat, that's why you are not giving any responses. So all right, that happens, that this is a technology, because you are not sitting in front of me, that's why it happens sometimes, but it will not, we'll take care that will not happen again. So now how are you all? We didn't have any discussion. How are you all? That's great. So how many students are there right now? Okay, 7 of 5. That's great. That's great. So, we have done previously our introduction part, and I was very eager to know your responses in that introduction. So, did you understand like all about Avanti, like what we are going to do and how we are going to conduct the classes? Okay, that's great. That's great. So, my one question was like I was eagerly waiting for the answers. Now you can give your responses. Like you are in like 11th grade, right? And you have taken science and maths as your subject. So, what is the reason why you have taken the science? Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I would like to know the reason, like why, what is the reason you have opted for science, not for commerce or for arts? So basically I know three options. Tell me if these are your options. Your parents have said that there is a lot of scope in science and maths, or your friends are taking the science and maths, or the last reason is like you yourself want to take science and maths. Why you have chosen this one? Or if there is any other point, you can. Okay, you love science, all of you. Okay, that's great. That's great. So you have taken, this is your own decision to take science, right? That's cool. Then you are going to really learn this subject, because because this 11th class science and maths is very much different from the 10th class, because in the 10th class you are studying only the basics, but here you are going to study the very deep concepts, like concepts, a very vast concepts you are going to study, and this is only possible when you yourself are motivated to learn those things. If someone has forced you to take science and maths and do this thing, you will get some good job or something like that, then you are going to pass the examination, but you are not going to learn the things, because you have not opted that subject from your own. But since you are saying that you love science and maths, and you have mentioned you love science, what about maths? I am a maths teacher. You love maths or not? Okay, okay. That's great. That's great. So, if you have taken this, this is your own decision to take science and maths, then our class is going to be really great, because I like to teach those students who really want to study new things. And as I've already told you in the introduction part, that my hobby is to teach maths, and I'm teaching maths from the past 5 years. So I would really like to teach you people, because you are sitting far away in Kohima, and I'm sitting here in Delhi. So it will be a very going to be a very good session. Okay. So any doubt you are having, like earlier you were not able to interact with me. Any doubt you are having, like how, any type of doubt you are having? Not from this logarithm part which we are doing, we can again start it, but from the introduction part, anything, any doubt you are having in your mind? Oh, so you were only able to see the video, not the audio part. Is it like you were able to see only the video, not the audio? Okay, okay, okay. You just missed the introduction part. Okay. So what we'll do, I will again give you a brief introduction in the next class. That's not an issue. And since when I've started this logarithm, were you able to hear this part, or I have to start from the very basic again, from the starting? Okay, okay. So let me tell you once again that this logarithm in the JEE, in the school syllabus, this chapter is okay. Okay, that's great. Thanks. So let me tell you once again, this logarithm in the JEE syllabus, this is there. Like it will help you to solve many of the questions. But in your school syllabus, like this possibility that this might not be included in the school syllabus, but this is a very important topic. So that's why we are covering the basic things in the first 2-3 classes. We will cover the basic things, and after in the third class or in the fourth class, we will start the chapters. So is that okay? So because it is very essential, like in the 11th class, it is very very important to clear the basic concepts. Like let me tell you what are the topics which you have studied in the 10th class which are going to be used in the 11th class. Like this logarithm is a new fresh topic for you, and we will cover this one first. Second is called the coordinate geometry. You have studied coordinate geometry in the 10th class. In the 11th class also the coordinate geometry is there. So how do you want me to revise some of the basic concepts of the 10th class also that we are going to use in the 11th class? What is your opinion on that? I'm saying you want me to revise the topics, like apart from this logarithm, there are some topics which we are going to use in the 11th class also, but at a higher level. So do you want me to revise all those topics? Like let me give you an example, like coordinate geometry and like say coordinate geometry and trigonometry also. These are the two topics which are going to study in the 11th class also. So do you want me to give you a brief revision about that topics? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's what I want to know, because in the same coordinate geometry is there in the 11th class also. Trigonometry is also there in the 11th class, but of higher level. So it is very important that the basics should be cleared which you have studied in the 10th class. Okay, okay. So so let me ask you the three things. Like in the first 3 classes, what we will do, we will cover the basic parts in the 10th class also, and the basics of mathematics, fundamentals of mathematics you can say, which we are going to use before starting the very first chapter of the mathematics. I want you to cover the basic things like coordinate geometry, trigonometry, this logarithm, some basic mathematical calculations which are not directly included in the syllabus, but they are the part of the syllabus, right? Okay, so today our session is about to end, so we will start in the next class then. So I want one thing from your side, like now you are mature enough to understand that what is right and what is wrong for you, since you are in the 11th class, right? So like the logarithm chapter, this is a new chapter for you. I will teach you this one. The next 2 chapters, like the trigonometry, we are going to cover the basic concept of the trigonometry and the coordinate geometry. So I would really like to you people that you should come prepared, like just go through it, whatever you have studied in the 10th class, all the concepts, although I am going to teach you all the same concept, but if you are preparing yourself before coming to the class, then it will be a very beneficial for you. You will easily get the concept rather than coming to the class very blank. If you are coming to the class fully prepared, like just having a look like what we are going to do today, it will be helpful for you. So will you do that like in every class? I will tell you like what you have to study before coming to the next class. Are you willing to do that? Okay, that's great. That's great. So since we have started the logarithm, right? So I will again start you logarithm in the next class. From the very starting, I want one thing from you that please go through it. I don't know, in your syllabus book, in the school book, the logarithm chapter might not be there. So there is a WhatsApp group also. I will share you one link where you can study the concepts of the logarithm. So just in the next class, be prepared, like not to solve the question, just go through it, read it, like what is going to be there in the logarithm and why we are studying this and how we will study this one and what are the types of questions are there in the logarithm. Just the basic things you have to study. Just have a look on that one. I will share one link on the WhatsApp group also. And you know that we have created the WhatsApp group also. So if you have any doubt in any of the question, just send me the picture of that question. I will really happy to help you out. Is that okay? Okay. And second thing is that the classes, the conduction of classes, that initially we are having 3 classes per week, one for physics, chemistry and mathematics, and after some time, like after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, there will be 6 classes per week, 2 for maths, 2 for physics and 2 for chemistry, right? So in the starting 1-2 weeks, I would cover the basic concepts of the mathematics which are going to be used in the syllabus, detailed syllabus also, right? So so that's I think that's all for today. So because the time is about to over, so what we will do, we will start the logarithm from the next class. So what you have to do, just go through it, what you are going to study and what are the things we are going to study in this one. Okay, I will share you one link also from where you can study this one, or if you have some book also, you can study from there also. Is that good? Any doubt? Okay, that's great. So see you in the next class then. Okay, bye.